Oh, this topic will probably make some girls a bit angry, but I need to say my opinion about it. Therefore, let's ready, set, go. Hey, Natasha here. Welcome back to another wonderful series podcast. C'est la vie. Thank you so much for tuning in. I don't know, I'm a bit hyped today. I try to my best to concentrate and to watch on my notes and maybe explain my opinion very well. But if I'm rambling, I'm sorry. I'm a bit hyped today. It can be the coffee or just the energy drink that I drank before, because it's not really a good idea to mix energy drink and coffee together, I think. But I will try my best to remain centered and explain you guys what I'm gonna talk about today. The topic of today is a bit tricky because I hear it a lot, and the less days I see this thing often on social media, hyped. I don't know if it's just a hype or if it's really, really happening, but the topic is DNA test mandatory at birth. Yeah, this is something very tricky, and this is something very personal. I don't have that experience because I'm a very faithful and loyal person. Maybe because my mom's led me to be faithful and loyal to my partner. I don't know. But I don't see a reason why, if I set my eyes on you and I decide to be with you, why to go around and do something else. I don't see a reason why. But people are different. So I can say to other people, even though it's bad, but for men it's bad to go and cheat, and for women it's bad to go and cheat. Unfortunately, we women, we are the one who most of the time bear the consequences. Men, if they bear consequences, maybe it's an STD, or they may be hurt here and there, or when they get caught, they lose maybe job, or maybe the woman, or something like this. But they don't have like a lifetime responsibility most of the time, because most girls are really less decided to give the child away to the father. So most of them bear the consequences, and this is the issue right there. DNA test mandatory at birth. The main reason why is because these last days, I don't know if it's true or not, but so many people came out and were shocked and were angry. I saw videos from people throwing their wives out of the house after making DNA tests and discovered the child is not theirs. I saw men shouting out to force people to do a DNA test. I saw a woman who embarrassed the guy in front of the whole camera, shooting and everything, and basically she's embarrassing the guy in the form that you can't go, the children are not yours anyways. If you see the shock on the face of this dude, it was like you tried to kill him instantly. The face, it was so painful to see. I saw that live stream. I was like, is she mental ill, or could she not find another way to say it, or does she need that attention so bad? It was really painful to watch, and I was so sorry for the guy. I hope he found peace in himself to trust women one day, because after this experience, I don't know if he will trust any woman anymore. And if he trusts any woman, if he will be peaceful with that woman, because unfortunately situation like this turn a lot of men into monsters, and most of the time it's because of bad experience they lived in, either with a mom or with a girlfriend. And in this particular case, even I don't know if it's true, that's why I say allegedly, Roger Federer, his first twin girls are apparently not his. Is it really true, or is it just, I hope it's a scam. I'm saying for real, I hope it's a scam that I saw online on Global News. I hope really it's a scam, because if it's not a scam, if a billionaire cannot come away, go away from it, really? If it's a scam, good for them, good. But even, like I said, I saw also a football player who personally came out and said it's true about the rumors that his wife cheated around and gave birth to children out of wedlock, and so forth and so on. And I'm like, people, do you ever think how confusing this child will be? Do you ever think how destroyed this child will be? Do you ever think how this child, when it grows up, will hate you, literally hate you, because you could not close your legs, or in other words, before you enter and cause problem to somebody else, being honest up front just because you want to keep money and status? This is insane. This is insanity. I don't understand people behind it. I mean, if you wanted to do a revenge sex, and because he cheated or something, why not breaking up? Break up, move on, both of you go on with a new life. But now you want to hold into this destroyed marriage that is already, bring a child that is not his already, and think that you will go free with it. One day the truth will come out. And most of the time it's our simple things, like she goes to the doctor and she does a blood test, or it's either when the person is sick or the person has issues or something, that they get tested and then they found out something is wrong somewhere. And most of the time, men are the one that suffered. We have to be honest there. If you go that long route with this lie, most of the time, men are suffering. And most of the time, it's really painful for everybody, specifically for the children, because we have in this case one egoist, narcissist, I can't even speak it, one egoist, narcissist, self-thinking person that doesn't really care which kind of effect, which kind of reaction the truth will bring to some people. On top of it, it can destroy families, specifically men who maybe decided to have just one child in their life, and then they waited till the end when they're older. Most of them, they retired or something happened, the child is sick or they are sick, they call, here come the DNA test, and this child is not there. The whole legacy is gone. The whole family structure is gone. And what pains me the most is most of this time, the good guys are the one that get it. We have also the bad guys where sex revenge between each other, cheating here, cheating there is the case. But the last videos that I saw, a lot of them I saw, because I saw on Instagram a lot of them, I saw on TikTok a lot of them, even on Twitter I saw a lot of messages and infos about this. And I saw one post from one DNA laboratory group. They said most of the time it's really the good man, like the guy that goes 9 to 5, goes working to support his family. He never cheated. He loves his wife. He's really humble, and he doesn't do something special to go out of his comfort zone. He's not crazy, basically. He's not a crazy dude that most of the time the girls fall for. He's the good guy, do everything good, try to remain good, and this is the kind of guy most of the time get bullshitted on. Sorry for the word. And this is the one that is paining me, because I don't want my personal life, my son for example, we are teaching him to be that guy, and the last thing I want is get his heart broken this way. The last thing I want is that he gets so mistreated for just one little mistake that girl does, his whole legacy is over. Because even though you can forgive that person, one child, yeah, you can forgive that person, things can happen, and in between this is happening, but this cannot be forgotten, because it will be forever. It will be like a bronze mark. Something like this you can forgive, but you cannot forget. It's always there. Every morning the child wakes up, it calls you daddy, but you know you are mentally not ready to say, I am your real daddy. I am just your stepdad, basically. You are the stepdad. The moment that everything comes out, you are officially the stepdad. Most of the times it can be positive, but other times it can fall completely negative. And this is where the things get dangerous, guys, because let me tell you the pros, why the cons, why I think. Let me start with the negative first. Let's say the cons why DNA test I don't think is mandatory at birth. First con is, of course, the emotional situation, the emotional reaction. If this child is really yours, the woman, of course, she will get emotional. She will think you don't trust her. She will find it very stupid. She will be insecure. She will yell and cry and everything. And you need really, 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 really much a thick skin to explain her what's going on, so that she doesn't bear grudges for the future. Because women, unfortunately, most women, they are very petty. And they will bear grudges for years and years and years. Even if your child is sick, see, your child is sick. You have the DNA test. It's your child. Things like that. And they will be petty for a long time. But you will go through it if you decide to do it. That's the first con part. The second con part is, if it comes out that it's not your child, your whole world is broken. Your whole world is destroyed, because maybe you thought it was yours, you set everything together, you start to have some issues with certain situations. The child doesn't react the way you used to react when you were younger. The child doesn't look like you. Things like this can happen, and when it turns out not to be your child, your whole world is destroyed. Like I said earlier, you might forgive, but you cannot forget this incident. And this is really painful for many men. There's a lot of men who are already committing suicide because of stress, because of family stress, work stress. We don't need another suicide rate for men who commit suicide because they have mental stress because of their children. And this is another concept. The third concept is, when you're married, the moment you sign this birth certificate, even if the child is not yours, in many countries, you still have to pay child support when you leave that lady. That's the worst thing ever. Because you signed this birth certificate, officially, you are the father, even though the child is not yours. You can sue for parental, I can't even speak today, parental fraud. You can sue for it, and they can change it, but it takes time. In meanwhile, you are the father officially, legally, on paper, and you have to continue to pay. You have to continue to take care of the child. You have to continue to pay child support. If you don't want to take that risk, you have to follow the rules. That is the worst part, honestly, for many married couples who discover that their child is not them. If you're a girlfriend-boyfriend situation, it can be revoked with parental test also, but it's less attached, if you know what I mean. Some men, even if when they find out, you can easily make it work faster. I will say it like this, because you guys don't have really a legal bond, I will say. And most of the time, there are men, they find ways how to do it. The best ways, hopefully also the legal way, so that they can go out of it. But the moment you're married, it's a little bit complicated. complicated. So yeah, that's the thing. That's the three that I found, which are very, 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 very high cons. If you do the DNA test, if you make the DNA test mandatory. Hey guys, thank you so much for stopping by again. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave a review, because I'm really, really, really grateful and I really want to grow. We are reaching the 1,000 views, so I am really excited and I really wanted to make it work. Therefore, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a nice review and like, share, and subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and on Buzzsprout. Therefore, thank you so much for tuning in. I will leave you guys alone right now and continue with the podcast. See ya! These are the 3 cons that I could find. And if you guys have other cons, you can leave me a review on my podcast and on Instagram, social media in general, and maybe I will take it on the bonus track. And now I want to talk about the pros. First of all, first pro ever, before you decide to sign up the birth certificate, you make a DNA test. It's amazing, because if it's your child, you are the happiest guy in the world. You sign it, everything is correct. If it's not your child, thank God you are not trapped with a paternity fraud. And on top of it, you don't have to pay child support until the situation is fixed, until you officially are free to go financially, emotionally, mentally. Therefore, it's way much easier to separate yourself and to continue your life. That's the first good thing. The second good thing is, you know now what's going on in your life, basically. If you were a hardworking guy, a good guy that really wasn't at home that much, and she found pleasure on your best friend or on your brother-in-law or on your brother or on the gardener, I don't care, and got pregnant on the way, well, you know now that you have a problem, and you know now that you have to think about it if you want to continue the relationship or not. But it's up to you to do so, and it's up to you also, like I said earlier, to sign that birth certificate if you want to continue or not. Because in the end of the day, the moment you sign, you are bound, because it's a willing thing. You are bound because it's not paternity fraud anymore. You are officially bound because you decided to do it. That's the second pro thing. The third pro thing, I would say, you save money. Even though paternity test is not cheap, it still costs a little bit of money, but you save yourself a life mental stress and a life decision for the rest of your life. So yeah, these are the 3 pros and cons, and I will say the cons are more painful for sure. The cons are more painful, the 3, just because it's emotional. People are getting very, very attached to children. If me, I don't know what I would do without my kids. On the beginning, I always was the person that I don't know if I will have kids in my life. I don't know if I will be married in my life. I wished it for me though, because we're still manifesting it. But we really don't know really how life will work. So the fact that you see this pregnancy growing, you maybe put your hands there and you hear the little shake here, the little shake there. You're excited as father. Some people who really the good guys, that most of them happen such situations. The bad guy who doesn't want the child and everything, maybe they don't experience that kind of love on the beginning. They get used to it during the time. But the real ones who really wanted a child, who really were excited, who really worked for it, and who really hoped to have one, these are the ones who are literally there every day. They are there watching you eat. They are buying you food at 3 o'clock in the morning. They are the one who are massaging your feet, massaging your back, taking care of you, bring you to the hospital when something is, to watch the baby's heart pumping, things like that. And they are really experiencing the pregnancy every single day of their lives. And this is something beautiful, something amazing, something personal that is a small word sometimes. People think money is important, but if you have a child, money is important. Yeah, I won't say no, but it's not that kind of happiness. This happiness of having a newborn baby, it's amazing for men and for women. And the fact that they can experience it from the beginning to the end, how the baby walks, how the baby crawls, then walks, then talks, then experience their first daycare and all these life things. And then you tell them, they are proudly even presenting their children to their friends and families, and then you tell them the child is not his. You are destroying a life. You are destroying somebody from inside. You have no idea. I can't even imagine this pain. You cannot imagine. We ladies, we are very emotional human beings. We're getting very distracted and manipulated from certain things that comes in our lives. And sometimes we have to admit, I'm a lady, I have to admit, we don't make sometimes the good decisions. That's why most of us, we are grateful when we have our dads. Most of us are grateful when we have husbands. Some people who want to remain independent, good for them, they can continue. But me personally, I belong to the people who like to listen to her dad most of the time, or listen to her fiance, soon husband, manifesting it most of the time. Therefore, certain things like this, when something very, very personal like this happen, you don't know what to do. This is a situation for disaster. If you have somebody who's really, really calm, collected and everything, you don't have to worry. Maybe the person just would swallow it, cry, not talking to you, and go with their lives maybe a couple weeks later. But the person who's already an emotional wreck, somebody like this can shoot you. Somebody like this can do something very, very bad to that lady and end up in jail or end up in a mental institution just because of what she done to that person. So we have to be mindful who we are hurting. We have to be mindful how we treat people. And this child needs therapy for the rest of his life, or need maybe another father for the rest of his life. Because when this child found out that the father is also not his or hers, hers, yeah, then most of the time they will start to rebel. They will ask who the father is. Here we go, another drama. Then they will be unhappy. They will not react the way they used to have a perfect life. They used to have a perfect life situation. Now everything is broken. They don't know where they belong to. They don't know what they have to do. They don't know where they are going with their lives because the foundation is cracking. Even though the father that they have is an amazing father, but they will still want to know who's the real father. And this is painful for the stepdad who already grew up with their child, who already was there for the child 100%. So we really have to be mindful, ladies. We really have to be mindful. If you don't want to be in a relationship with someone who either works a lot or don't give you the attention that you need, please break up. Please break up and find somebody that suits you. If you still decide not to break up, try at least to be honest with that person. Because many men, they cannot It cannot hear our brain, guys. They cannot hear our brain. We really have to go down and break it down one by one until they get it. If you don't want to do that work, move. Let somebody else do it. But don't bring shame into yourself. Don't bring shame into somebody else's family. Don't bring shame into the whole surrounding that you are living, from friends to families to cousins. Just because you cannot keep your leg closed. Don't bring that kind of shame in your life. Have some dignity. If you know that his child is not his, sit down with him and talk to him. If he accepts it because you were honest enough to tell him the truth, he will sign that document like nothing happens. And this is officially a document that allows him to adopt the child as his. But if he leaves, don't be angry. In the end of the day, you have to take responsibility for your actions. But give him the option. That's the point. Give him the option. You are taking automatically the option from him and expect him years later to say, oh yeah, everything is fine. You grow up with a child, everything is fine, blah, blah, blah. That's bullshit. That's really, really bullshit. This is self-narcissistic, self-thinking behavior. And that's not right. As a woman, I can say that's not right. You give him the option. Give him the option, and if he decides to remain with you, worship this man for real. Worship this man, of course, not like God, but you know what I mean. But worship this man because he saved you from shame. He saved you from being embarrassed. We really need to bring shame back, like literally. We really need to bring shame back, because I don't think that women nowadays, they really know what shame is. They really know what dignity is, because they are doing whatever they want these days. And I'm maybe 35, but I'm not clueless. I can see things that changed 20 years before wasn't that this, and I was 15 when 20 years before. It wasn't like this. People really had dignity and everything, but now it's like attention is the new drug. And people really would embarrass their loved one in front of people, telling them the child is not theirs in front of people. I really hope it was a sketch, because, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, guys, because this is really something that really touched me so much. But I hope I could make a good conclusion in this time. Guys, just be mindful. Be mindful, because you don't know the mental state of people. People can literally, by situation like this, shoot you, and you're gone, because you did a stupid mistake. You're gone. So be mindful, be honest, and take responsibility and accountability, please. Then we will have at least a better world. But if not, then DNA test has to be mandatory. And then you get what you get. You get what you get, girl. It's your life then after that. But DNA test mandatory for sure. Thank you guys for listening, for everything that I'm blabbering, for everything that I'm saying. I'm so grateful that you guys tune in. Don't forget to tune in, of course, every single day on Wednesday at 3 a.m. It's that time for the new podcast topic. Every day is something new. Every week is something new to learn. And I'm really grateful for your patience. I thank you so much for everything, and don't forget to like, share, leave a review, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, YouTube Podcasts, wherever I am. The links are down below. Just click on it, subscribe, and we'll see you on the following podcast episode. Natasha is out. Mwah.